Hello everyone, this is Achal Kumar Pandey and I welcome to all of you in my YouTube channel Achal Pandey Ara Pironta. Today the discussion will be on India's space program wherein we will be discussing about historical development, different types of launch vehicles like the PSLV, GSLV etc. All about the satellites, different types of orbit and space program till today. I will be covering this topic from the basic, which I think is the right approach for study of any topic. This presentation has been designed by me in such a way which will help you to answer better in any competitive exam. So please watch this video till the end and let me know in the comment section that what additional effort is required by me to make it more effective and interesting as well. So now let us start and come to the historic development of India's space program. So history of India's space program dates back to the 1962 when Indian National Committee for Space Research INCOSPAR was established by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India, undertake the Department of Atomic Energy in 1962. Remember, during that period, separate Department of Space was not there. And the main role behind the formations of INCOSPAR was played by the Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, assisted by Satish Dhawan. INCOSPAR grew into ISRO in 1969, also came in Department of Atomic Energy. In 1972, the Government of India set up a Space Commission and the Department of Space DOS, bringing the ISRO under the Department of Space. ISRO managed by Department of Space, which directly report to Prime Minister of India. ISRO built India's first satellite, Aryabhat, which was launched by the Soviet Union on 19th of April 1975, but it was launched by the Cosmos 3M launch vehicle, which was from Russia. In 1980, Rohini became the first satellite to be placed in the orbit by the Indian manned launch vehicle SLV-3. Subsequently, ISRO developed two other rockets or the vehicle, namely PSLV and GSLV. And PSLV is known for the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle and GSLV is Geosynchronous or Geostationary Satellite Launch Vehicles. With the help of the subsequent slides, we will be learning what is the exact difference between the both and what is the significance of these two different kinds of launch vehicles, which has played very crucial role in the history of India's space program. So we will be discussing one by one about the PSLV and the GSLV in details with the help of the different subsequent slides. So this is what the Aryabhat, which was launched on 19th of April 1975, and another one is Rohini, which was launched by the SLV-3 in 1980. Now with the help of the different subsequent slides, we will be discussing about the different types of launch vehicles right from starting to the till date. So starting from the SLV-3, which was capable of launching approximate 40 kg of payload, and if we talk about the present serving launch vehicle, that is the GSLV Mark III, it is capable of carrying 4000 kg of payload. So now you can compare what kind of achievement India has got right from 1982 till today. So these are all the different types of launch vehicle: SLV-3, ASLV, PSLV, GSLV Mark II and the GSLV Mark III, which is the latest updated launch vehicle India is having. You can see and make a notes by watching these slides, and you can take even a screenshot also. Every details of the different launch vehicle is given in these slides, which I think will help you for any kinds of competitive examinations which I have made for you. Now with subsequent slides, we will be learning about the different orbits. So basically there are three different types of orbit in which the satellites are placed. So the green color orbit is known as the geostationary or the geosynchronous orbit, and the red color orbit is the low earth orbit, and the yellow color orbit which I have made is the polar orbit. What is difference among all three, we will be discussing with the subsequent slides. Basically the green color orbit, which is the geostationary or geosynchronous orbit, in this orbit the satellites circle in the equatorial orbit or in the polar orbit, the satellites circle the earth in the meridian from both pole to pole. What are exact significance of these different orbits we will be discussing with the different subsequent slides. So if we talk about the geostationary or geosynchronous, these orbits remain approximate 36,000 kilometer far from the center of the earth. But the difference between the geosynchronous and geostationary is that in geostationary orbit, satellite is placed which moves with the same speed of the earth, so it seems to be stationary watching from the earth. Otherwise, both of the satellites which are placed in either in geosynchronous orbit or geostationary orbit, they remain far from 36,000 and they circle the earth in equatorial orbit. So this is what the geosynchronous or geostationary orbit. And if you talk about the polar orbit, so the polar orbit is the orbit in which the satellites circle the earth from pole to pole or on meridian. So this orbit is around the meridian of the earth. Now the basic of the geostationary orbit. So geostationary satellites are commonly used for communications and the weather observations. The typical service life expectancy of geostationary satellites is 10 to 15 years because geostationary satellites circle the earth at the equator. Now coming to the different series of the satellites. So coming to the INSAT. So INSAT series, known as the Indian National Satellites System, is series of multi-purpose geostationary satellites launched by the ISRO to satisfy the telecommunication, broadcasting, meteorology and search and the rescue needs of India. INSAT is the joint venture of Department of Space, Department of Telecommunication, Department of Meteorology and All India Radio and Doordarshan. INSAT-1 was the first satellite which was launched in April 1982 but could not fulfill the missions. However, the Indian National Satellite INSAT system was commissioned with the launch of INSAT-1B in August 1983 and this was the totally successful missions. Now we will be discussing about the GSAT, which is the improved version of the INSAT, and presently whatever satellites are placed, these are the GSAT series. If you talk about the INSAT series, these are few examples of the INSAT series. Out of these, the Kalpana-1 was one of the important Kalpana-1 satellites. So with the help of the subsequent slides, we will be discussing about the significance of Kalpana-1 satellites when it was launched. So Kalpana-1 came under the INSAT series, and the Kalpana-1 was the first dedicated meteorological satellites launched by the Indian Space Research Organization. Originally it was known as MEDSAT-1. The satellite was the first launched by the PSLV C4 into geostationary orbit on 12th September 2002. On February 5, 2003, it was renamed to Kalpana-1 by the Indian Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee in memory of Kalpana Chawla, a NASA astronaut who lost herself in the space shuttle Columbia disaster. So everyone knows about the Kalpana Chawla. So on the name of the Kalpana Chawla, the satellite was renamed. So this is the image of the Kalpana Chawla. Everyone knows. So to memorize, I have placed this snap also. Everyone knows she is quite familiar across the world. So now we will be discussing about the GSAT series, which is the most prominent in India. So the GSAT satellite series are India's indigenously developed communication satellites used for digital audio, data and video broadcasting. As of now we can say, but as per the Google's, as of December 2018, 20 GSAT satellites of the ISRO have been launched, out of which the 14 satellites are currently in service. The GSAT series of geosynchronous satellites is system developed by the ISRO with an objective to make India self-reliant in broadcasting services. GSAT-19 was the first maiden development flight of GSLV Mark III. As I covered earlier, GSLV Mark III is the latest and the heaviest launch vehicle which launched the GSAT-19 series firstly in India. So this is what adject about the GSAT series. Now we will be covering about the different satellites which have been launched under the GSAT series. So coming to the Indian remote sensing satellites. So IRS series are a series of the Earth observation satellites built and launched and maintained by the ISRO, and the IRS series provides the remote sensing services to the country. All the satellites are placed in the polar sun synchronous orbit. IRS-1A was the first launched by the USSR vehicle Vostok on 17th March 1988, and they are launched by the PSLV. Remember, PSLV launch vehicle is the vehicle of the India. So it was launched by the USSR, but the launch vehicle was from India. Now coming to the Indian regional navigational satellite system. So this is very important. So IRNSS operative name is the NAVIC, and it is an autonomous regional satellites navigation system that provides the accurate real-time positioning and time services. IRNSS, it is designed to provide accurate position information service to users in India as well as the region extending up to 1500 km from its boundary, which is its primary services area. ISRO on 1st July 2013 Indian Standard Time launched from Sriharikota the first Indian navigation satellites, the IRNSS-1A, and as of now different 7 series of IRNSS has been launched in space. The IRNSS-1A was launched by the PSLV C-22. Now with the help of the subsequent slides we will see the different 7 satellites. So you can see here 7 different satellites have been placed, and out of 7, 3 satellites have been placed in geostationary orbit, whereas the another 4 satellites have been placed in geosynchronous orbit. Already I have covered the exact difference between the geosynchronous and the geostationary, but both satellites are placed and their orbits remain approximate 36,000 km far from the center of the earth. Now Gagan. So satellites navigation system like the Gagan and IRNSS have been developed by the ISRO, and Gagan stands for the GPS added geo augmented navigation system, and it is a joint venture of the ISRO and Airport Authority of the India. And Gagan first set up towards the introductions of the modern communication, navigations and the surveillance air traffic management system over Indian airspace. And the first Gagan transmitter was integrated into the GSAT-4 geostationary satellite, but it was failed later. 2 more Gagan payloads, one each on 2 geostationary satellites, GSAT-8 and GSAT-10 was placed, and these were success. Now there are some certain another GSAT series satellites which we will be discussing, and some another current affairs news related to the India's space program we will be discussing. Now coming to the fact and figures. So ISRO sent a lunar orbit Chandrayaan-1, this is very important, on 22nd of October 2008. Chandrayaan-1 was India's first mission to moon, and it was launched by the PSLV C-11. Remember once again, it was launched by the PSLV C-11. ISRO sent a Mars orbiter mission on 5th of November 2013, which entered the Mars orbit on 24th of September 2014. It was launched by PSLV C-25. So the Mars mission was launched by the PSLV C-25. India, the first nation to succeed on its first attempt to the Mars, and ISRO, the 4th space agency in the world as well as the first space agency in the Asia to reach the Mars orbit. On 18th June 2016, ISRO set a record with the launch of the 20 satellites in single payload on being a satellite from the Google. And apart from this, even India has launched the Chandrayaan-2 also in 2019 on 22nd of July 2019. Now coming to the another fact. So on 15th February 2017, ISRO launched 104 satellites in single rocket by PSLV C-37 and created a world record. And ISRO launched its heaviest rocket geosynchronous satellites launch vehicle Mark 3 on 5th June 2017 and placed a communication satellite GSAT-19 in the orbit. The Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle developed by the ISRO to allow India to launch its Indian remote sensing satellites into sun synchronous orbit, and PSLV can also launch small satellites into geostationary transmitter orbit. Already I have covered that the GSLV is the more capable than that of the PSLV, but however even PSLV can also launch small satellites into geostationary orbit, but generally the satellites are placed in geostationary orbit are placed by the GSLV mostly. Now coming to the Cartosat series. The Cartosat series of satellites are type of Earth observation satellites indigenously built by India. Up to till now 8 Cartosat satellites have been launched by the ISRO, and they were specifically launched for Earth resources. Now, Indian Space Research Organization signed the Memorandum of Understanding with the Central University of Jammu for setting up Satish Dhawan Center for Space Science in University. It will first of its kind institute coming up in Jammu and Kashmir. Indian Space Research and Organization has successfully launched India's heaviest and the most advanced communication satellite GSAT-11 into space, and it was launched on board of Ariane 5 VA246 rocket from Kourou launch base, French Guiana. It is also called the Big Bird. And the Central Marine Fisheries Research Institute and the Indian Space Research Organization have signed Memorandum of Understanding to map and validate and protect the smaller wetland in social region and restore them through the Coastal Livelihood Program. And this is what all about the India's space program. So I hope I have covered well. So please let me know in the comment section that if this video is beneficial for you from point of view of any examinations. So please make a good notes and let me know in the comment section that what additional effort is required by me to make it more attractive and more knowledgeful. So thank you so much. Once again, welcome back in my channel. Thank you so much.